What's up, everybody?
Pew, pew, pew.
So, hey, what are we doing, man? This is, we're not supposed to be releasing episodes.
Sometimes during the off season, we just like to come sit in the podcast studio and act like we're recording.
So, hey, guys, we just want to let you know, we had an extra episode that never aired during season 1.
Yeah, it was pretty raunchy, so we decided that it'd be good for the summer.
No, it wasn't that bad. It was like a timing issue. This is actually the 7th recording we ever recorded for Not the Sermon.
The number of completeness.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a holy episode.
A little Hebreology.
So, no. So we thought it'd be fun. We're still on our break. We aren't going to start releasing new episodes probably sometime until the end of August, maybe beginning of September. It depends on when we get our stuff together. But just to tide you guys over, we wanted to release this unreleased episode.
We're releasing it, so it's no longer unreleased.
That's right. That's right. And if you don't like it, then you know why we didn't release it earlier.
Leave a review.
Yes. Yeah. Love you guys. We will see y'all later in a couple months.
Bye.
You're listening to Not the Sermon with Eric and Jamie.
Welcome to Not the Sermon. I am one of your hosts, Jamie, and I have joined here right next to me. Joining me, I have Eric.
Eric H. Robertson.
H? That's not right.
No, it's not. Actually, my middle name's Hadley.
No, it's not. Really?
Definitely not. No one knows my actual middle name.
I do
you?
But I'm not going to say it.
Harasser.
I can tell people anything. Usually, do you have a Starbucks name?
No.
Mine's Reginald.
Oh, I use Stallone. I use like action heroes. Seriously, I've done Stallone.
Pastor Iron Man.
I've done all sorts of crazy names. Yeah, and when we are at a restaurant and you put in your name,
yeah,
I'll put in Stallone's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
so
that's funny. So we were having a little candid conversation about coffee.
Are we shooting the Skybalon right now?
We are flinging Skybalon.
Shooting like the Skybalon. Getting our podcast on. Hope it don't last too long. Shooting the Skybalon. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shooting the Skybalon. Singing this silly song.
Silly song.
My dignity is gone.
Flush down the toilet.
Shooting the... Wait for it. Skybalon. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry. I cut you off.
Can we call it flinging the Skybalon?
No.
For people that don't know what Skybalon is, it's the Greek word for dung.
That's right. It's translated dung in your New King James Version.
Yep, Philippians chapter 4.
It's actually the Greek word for beep.
That's right. That's right.
But yes, we were having a candid conversation about coffee this morning before the podcast. And I wanted to say, so I'm a coffee snob.
Mm-hmm.
You're a creamer snob.
Yeah, I am.
Amen, brother.
And together, we are a bunch of divas here at the workplace.
True.
So we require high-quality coffee and high-quality creamer.
Do not serve me Folgers.
Yeah,
I'll throw it in your face.
I will take the burning hot filter used grounds out and fling them at you.
Oh, please don't do it.
No, but I was our office administrator who was...
Hey, I'm sorry. Do you remember Senka? Are you too young for Senka?
Senka?
Yeah, do you remember Senka, Phoenix?
No,
it sounds familiar, but
yeah, it was just garbage coffee, and I'm pretty sure it's like pre-mixed. I think it's the stuff that you pour in.
No,
yeah,
no,
like it's not even
like
drip or
instant coffee.
Yeah,
No.
instant coffee. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't do instant coffee.
I think the only reason it rings a bell in my head is because I've heard like people hate on it.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
Probably like Cafe Bustelo, like in the yellow can.
Yeah.
It comes in a brick.
Yeah, dude, that's rough.
Senka's the worst. So I'm sorry, I cut you off, Eric. I do apologize.
You do that a lot.
I do. Please go ahead, sir.
Anyways,
Please.
We're coffee and creamer divas. Obviously, you can tell who the man is because I'm the coffee diva. And our amazing office administrator will go occasionally to Walmart and she'll let me request the coffee that we have, the month or whatever she buys the K-Cups. And she sent me a picture of two different kinds of coffee that both struck fear into my heart when I saw them.
Palpitations into your heart.
Yeah. So the first one was Death Wish coffee espresso roast pods.
Do you think she's mad at us?
I think she's might want me to die because the front of the box is black and purple lightning bolts with a skull and crossbone on the top of it.
Yeah, she's definitely mad.
And then the next one that she showed me was a Black Rifle coffee called Waken the Neighbors with added caffeine. And it's a picture of a rooster with night goggles on its face holding a cup of coffee that's on fire.
So is that like night vision goggles? Is that what?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I like
Spec Ops.
The coffee in the morning for me is a relaxing spiritual experience. I don't need to be thinking whether or not I should call my mom or the ER.
Right. So it's about the taste. It's not about the caffeine.
I'm not trying to feel it hit the heart.
Yeah, although I don't mind when it does. I'm not going to lie.
Sometimes.
No, for me, when I appreciate the caffeine the most is not the morning coffee, although I do need that and I'm fully addicted. It's the afternoon.
The afternoon dose.
Yeah, the afternoon, like a 2:30, 3, usually iced for me, coffee.
Yep.
And then I can feel it hit.
Yep.
Oh,
there's nothing better. That's why
do I need to check myself into like a treatment center?
It sounds like an addict to me.
No.
He's over there groaning in pleasure thinking about his coffee.
Yeah, no, I think that's why God created it.
Yeah.
Mormons are just missing out, I think.
Yeah.
They don't
Although, isn't it so weird? Like our country, our society, our culture is so obsessed. It's literally bean water.
Yeah, bean water.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Good bean water.
Marijuana's just plant smoke.
And we just call it something.
Slope.
We just call it something else, though. Have you ever noticed, by the way, the meats that we eat, besides chicken, we don't call it the animal that it is.
Yeah, we call it beef instead.
Like we don't say I'm eating cow. We say I'm eating beef. We don't say I'm eating deer. I'm eating venison. Right.
I'm not eating rabbit. I'm eating Hassenpfeffer. Hey, y'all didn't know I knew that.
I'm not eating pig. I'm eating pork or ham. Like we just we just totally are trying to cover up the fact that we're eating an actual animal.
Yeah.
I wonder where that came from, because I know it's pretty old.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just like an old word for those types of things. I mean,
so what do you call it, Eric, when you eat possum?
I call it
yesterday.
Yeah. Call it breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yeah, no, so that's good. I mean, yeah, I don't even know where to go. I'm imagining myself eating possum right now. You know, people do that. People have.
I don't like possum.
You ever had the roadkill special at Texas Roadhouse?
No, is that a real thing?
Yeah. It's like a beef patty with gravy and like mushrooms.
Yeah.
Can I make a confession?
Confess.
I've eaten roadkill before.
Yeah,
really?
I hit a rabbit one night coming home.
Yeah,
with my wife in the car, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I just hit a rabbit."
You just tore into it on the side of the road.
I immediately started turning around. My wife was like, "Wait, where are we going?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go get it, obviously."
Kill the rabbit.
And I took it home and I cooked it, and it was.
Is she okay?
It was fresh. I mean, like I didn't see it on the side.
In my head, Phoenix, as you're telling that story, it's like a scene from Lord of the Rings where Smeagol's eating raw fish.
Potatoes.
That's how
I likes them raw and wriggly.
Yeah, so we have Smeagol running audio today. So yeah, if you've ever eaten roadkill, please email us at notthesermon@gmail.com.
Yeah, let us know.
We'd love to hear your stories.
Or would we, though?
I would. I'd read them. So let's go ahead and transition into our first segment. I think we've been doing a segment the past couple podcasts called Pester the Pastor, where I pester Pastor Jamie with just random questions, horrifying questions, hard questions.
This is every day, folks.
Softballs.
Every day.
And I was thinking, so me and you both had careers prior to being a pastor.
Yeah.
Right. Which I think it's not like unheard of, but it's fairly unique. A lot of people, go into ministry. They go to college, seminary.
Straight to seminary.
They go straight into a church. And I think that's great. I also kind of think that maybe working a quote unquote secular job beforehand gives you a perspective on Christian life that you wouldn't otherwise have. I've definitely found that to be the case with myself. But anyways, the question this morning is,
Pester me.
I'm going to pester you. So if you were not a pastor, like professionally, career, vocationally, what would you have been? Like, let's say, I mean, I'm not saying you're not saved. I'm just saying this is a world where you didn't want to go into ministry.
If I were a godless heathen, what would I be doing right now?
Yeah, you would be a drug dealer, probably.
Coffee dealer.
Coffee dealer. You'd be on the streets. But I also want to add another little.
Hey man, you got that Bustelo?
Yeah, you got Bustelo, man. You got the beans, dude. Just give me some beans.
You want that bean water?
But yeah, I also want to add another caveat. So you're not in a world where you're still saved, but you're not a pastor.
Okay.
What would you be doing? Also, for those of you, and you can talk about this some, like you worked for, like, was it the TV rating company?
Yeah. Nielsen.
You also not doing that. Like,
ooh.
I'm not saying, like, I don't want you to, because it'd be easy for you to say, well, I'll just still be at Nielsen.
Right. Well,
like,
obviously that'd be the obvious answer, right?
Yeah. What would you be doing if you like weren't in ministry?
That's a great question. So I went to school for business, and then I realized I wasn't very good at math. And so I switched my major.
Not good at bean counting.
And so I switched my major to communications on the advertising track. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so my first job out of college was at an ad agency. And then I went to work for the ratings company, their software division.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, if I hadn't felt like the Lord called me to pastor, then I'd still be doing that. Career.
Did you call people and were like, hey, have you seen the new CSI New York? Would you give it
No, they do.
Good, very good, excellent.
Yeah,
they put microphones in people's living rooms.
That's not
allegedly
quite completely true. They do put a type of infrared visible thing where they can tell who's in the room. It's kind of like motion detection, not to be gross, but like you see on like a urinal or in a bathroom when you walk away and it flushes automatically. Mm-hmm. It's similar technology. They don't know who you are.
It's with permission as well.
Right.
You sign up for it.
And then there is a really high frequency tone coming from the audio of a radio station,
they make
of a TV station. That is even above what a dog can hear, and these meters can tell what you're listening to.
They can tell which channel you're watching.
So, but yeah, a channel you're watching, radio you're listening to, all the different media. So, but yeah, what were we talking about?
What would you do? What would you do if you weren't a pastor and you didn't work at Nielsen?
Oh, that's the question. Yes. I was telling the story.
So if you weren't spying on people in their living rooms.
I would be spying on people in their living rooms, Eric. That's what I would be doing. Now, I always thought it'd be fun to be a chiropractor.
Okay.
I mean, that's just kind of a random thing.
So you'd have like that whole little get up, that like foldable table that folds into a 2-inch square. And
I just want to push people until they crack.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And they pay me for it.
So would you be one of the chiropractors that has that like confidence board where where the board actually pops and it makes it feel like that was you popping, but it wasn't?
Yeah. I would have that. I'd turn people upside down. Do you see the inversion tables?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're never closer to medieval torture than when you're on an inversion table at the chiropractor.
Have you seen the ones where they like do the neck strap and they they put this thing around your chin and then they pull and they pop your neck?
My mom used to have to go and get decompression, like from I guess it's at a physical therapy place, but they literally put you on a stretcher table and they strap your legs and your arms and like medieval torture device.
Let's go.
Stretch, like they decompress your spine by stretching your whole body.
While playing Iron Maiden in the background.
But that's like, that was not what I was thinking. So chiropractor.
Now, for real, I always thought that would be, I know, right? I always thought I always thought that would be kind of a fun profession to get into because like it's in the medical field. I wouldn't want to be a doctor. Too much education, too much time, too much all that kind of stuff.
You just go get a 2-week certification and then you're out into the world.
But it was just something.
Medical field.
It was just something. Now here's the other thing. And now this isn't totally playing by your rules because I've discovered this after being a pastor, but I love, and I do it here.
People.
I love manipulating people and scaring them. Yes. No, I love marriage counseling.
Yeah.
You're
really good at that too.
Well, thank you.
Saved my marriage.
And so a couple of times, over being a pastor here, my name's gotten out in the community, and I just all of a sudden, like my schedule fills up. I just can't do it as much as I want to, but I absolutely love doing marriage counseling. So if I were fired now, say they listen to our podcast and they fired me, I would launch out into my own counseling, coaching, with emphasis on marriage and family.
I think you would be really good at it. See, that seems more like the chiropractor thing.
I didn't know I was good at that. I didn't know. I mean, and it took time.
Yeah. So this is Jamie's method for marriage counseling. So you come in and you sit down, and then Jamie basically makes a prejudgment about whose fault it is.
Absolutely.
He usually sides with the person that scheduled the appointment. And then he looks at the other person and goes, paying? Why are you a terrible spouse?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. I'm so sorry, Jamie. And then the couple, they hug, they kiss, and then their marriage is good.
That's it. Basically, I become the worst person they know, so they don't think their spouse is that bad.
Yeah.
Like, at least I'm not as screwed up as that guy.
He's eating nachos during the counseling appointment, like crunching loudly.
Dipping it in melted cheese all over my shirt.
All over his shirt. And then he asked to pray for him with the cheesy fingers.
With the chips still in my mouth.
Yeah. So he's just going. And then they're like, hey, my husband who watches TV after I go to the bed, which is why we're here at marriage counseling, is better than this slob that's giving us advice.
I want to live my life in such a way that I serve as a warning to others.
Yes, that's actually very good.
Yeah,
that's a very good way. That's a good philosophy.
That's my goal in life.
Okay, good.
For sure.
So you would start Jamie Nunley Family Services.
Probably so. Now, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted, and I almost
Were you tired of standing in line to clubs you'll never get in? It's like the bottom of the ninth, and you're never going to win. Did this life not turn out? No.
There was a time I literally thought about moving to Nashville or LA or New York to be a session drummer.
Yeah.
And then I realized I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Then you would just end up playing at Tootsie's at Panama City for
you saved
tips.
yourself from many sorrows.
Playing music that I don't like. Yeah. Right. And then I met Tiff, and that was the end. Yeah. I was just going to go wherever she was. So
good. Awesome. Well, we're glad that you're the pastor of our.
Are you, Eric?
For the time being.
For now. For now. I can't make a guarantee that things won't change, but yeah, for now.
I was at a pregnancy center banquet a couple Mondays ago or whatever, and I had a table, and it was all people from our church and funny people, and I was like, so welcome to the first meeting of new exciting VFC.
The church split has begun. Nice.
Well, good. We're glad you're here, Jamie.
Thanks, man.
Moving segments.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and lead off into a new segment. This one's going to be fun. We've done this before, but this is called Eric's Edumakation. I am currently finishing my bachelor's degree in the Christian ministry leadership field.
It's really paying off too, I can tell.
It's really paying off. I'm just better at my job than everyone else here.
You're better at my job too. Yeah.
It's great. And plus you've got a little fancy marketing degree. Mine will say ministry leadership, which basically makes me more qualified than you.
More holy. You are the man of God.
I'm the man of God, not you.
You meet the qualifications.
I meet the qualifications. I'm the man of God. How dare you?
Y'all, there is a video going around the internet. That's what we're quoting. It's this guy who loses his mind. He's preaching. A guy comes up on stage and says, hey, can I get some prayer? And the guy's like, get this bozo out of here. And he starts like, I'm the man of God. You can't take over my service. And if you don't like that, you can leave. Like he loses his mind.
But can we just for a moment think about, the guy who got up in the middle of the service to ask for prayer on the stage.
Right.
He was a little off too.
No, he was.
Yeah. Well, what's the context? Was it in the middle of his sermon, or was it in a transition moment in the service?
Well, it looks like it's the middle of the sermon because the pastor alone is on stage.
So
because he's the man of God.
He's the man of God, and he's qualified.
You keep saying that. Had he not had that outburst, though, that other guy would have been wrong.
Well, yes. Yeah. That's the thing. He could have handled it so much better. But that guy's not. He says he's the qualified man of God. But if you read the stipulations and the qualifications for being a pastor, temperance is one of them.
Yeah.
And he didn't show that. So
what would Jesus do?
Yeah. Well, Jesus would pray for the dude, probably.
I think Jesus would have stricken the man.
Now, maybe now to be fair, jeez. But to be fair, maybe they knew this guy and he was just trying to cause trouble. I mean, like, I get that.
That's what he seemed like, a heckler almost. Like this guy's probably known for being the man of God,
right?
And this guy was like, "Let me aggravate this." So I think it was a troll. It looked like a troll move.
Probably so. But even so, for you to lose your mind over that and to react in anger, instead of just, hey, look, man, we're not doing this right now. I mean, you know what I mean? It's easy for me to say because that didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
But it's
there is like, and this is like, let's peel back the curtain for a second. Like, and I'm in no way siding with this guy, by the way. Let me go ahead and preface that. The guy is a total jerk, loser, does not need to be in a pulpit.
Team weirdo.
Is totally not the man of God. Okay.
Right.
But they're like, when as a pastor, especially on a Sunday morning, right? Like, so people don't realize that pastors also work Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And that is when we try to schedule most of our discipleship contact, like one-on-one discipleship contact, prayer, stuff like that. And I get it. People have jobs, but we do work around that. We work late.
Sure.
But like on a Sunday morning when you're trying to keep the service going, you're doing something, and then someone comes up and just totally like held you hostage.
Yeah. It's frustrating. I actually one time years ago had someone interrupt me in the middle of my sermon. And it was a situation where,
man of God, Jamie.
Well, it was like in the moment when it's going on and he's being really loud. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, like, how do I respond? Do I assert my authority? And the thing was, dude, sometimes when you preach, like you're just preaching. Sometimes when you preach, like you're in the zone, like, it's anointed, it's the word of God for the people at that time. That's how I was, man. I was in the zone.
In the zone, yeah.
And all of a sudden this guy stands up, starts being really loud. And so I just in that moment had to think, okay, what do I do now? Like, what do I? I
remember you just started punching him, dude. It was epic.
Yeah. I had a couple of wrestling moves in there. Full Nelson was involved. No,
the people's elbow.
I wanted to show the people that I'm correctable and I'm interruptible and I'm right. I wanted to show them that, like, the opposite of what that guy did. Like, I'm the man of God. I didn't want to react that way, but at the same time, like, it did ruin the rest of the service.
Oh yeah, it messed everything up. I had to do cleanup in youth the next Wednesday. People were asking me, what was that guy's? Because that, there was some connections and stuff, but it was rough. I was in the bathroom watching live at the church.
What? Really?
So I had stepped out to go to the bathroom. I'm watching the service live, which is, on like a 2 or 3 minute
delay.
Do you think that caused it somehow?
Possibly.
When you stepped out?
If you hadn't have left, Eric.
Yeah, I was the gatekeeper there, but I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
What is going on?
Yeah, it was really awkward. It was really awkward.
You should keep a squirt bottle at the pulpit.
Yeah. No,
and you give them a firm no.
Yeah.
No.
Super soaker, man. Like the pump.
Yeah, just treat them like my pet. That's a great suggestion, Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's good. So anyway, your Edumakation.
Eric's Edumakation.
So you're in school. What are you learning right now, bro?
I don't know what I'm learning. No, so I'm still in Christian ethics right now, but had a really cool session this week on the topic of human rights. And read the United Nations universal statement on human rights. Apparently that's a thing. Didn't know.
Okay.
Hear a lot of sovereign citizens quoting it all the time, which is funny because it's like a government that they're quoting.
I'm traveling.
Yeah, I'm traveling. Did you know that Wesley Snipes is a sovereign citizen?
Mm-mm.
That's why he didn't pay his taxes.
Gosh.
Huh.
I just learned that last night. Anyways.
Good luck with that.
Oh, he went to jail.
Yeah.
He was in jail for a while. Never works. Anyways.
It's like the people when they get pulled over.
Yeah.
And they talk to the cop and they're like, I just want to let you know I am not a citizen of the U.S. I am a sovereign citizen. You have no jurisdiction over me.
Yeah.
And those guys end up in handcuffs.
They end up in jail because you're on this turf, dude. I had to so Sierra asked me what wire fraud was. This is a total derailment.
He's never going to get to his education.
How did y'all just sitting around the breakfast table? Hey, honey, I've just been thinking, what's wire fraud?
No. She was a big Chrisley Knows Best fan. Like the Chrisleys from Atlanta, that real estate couple that went to jail.
I don't know about that.
They had a television show. They were real estate agents, big hot shots in Atlanta.
I don't do reality TV.
Got sentenced to 12 years in prison for tax evasion, defrauding banks, and wire fraud. Which the other pretty self-explanatory: tax evading taxes, bank fraud, frauding banks. And she's like, "What's wire fraud?" And I'm like, it is the most ridiculous law known to man. Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
It's the use of a telecommunications device in a crime.
Oh, really?
That's all it is. It's like if you use, it used to be, so they created the law to try to.
So it can be wireless and it's still wire
It's
fraud.
still wire fraud.
Yeah, like
even
if
though
you
it's
use-
wireless.
Like if you use walkie-talkies in a drug deal, they'll get you for wire
fraud. If you use
Is that what they got you on Phoenix?
email,
I don't want to talk about
if
it.
you use your phone, if you do anything other than like face-to-face crime committing, you always get that tacked on charge of wire fraud.
You know, good thing I always do my crime face to face.
Yeah,
I didn't know
seriously.
about this.
Seriously. Well, it's so funny. It's like there being a charge for robbery and then a separate charge for committing a crime with your hands.
Right.
Like not only are you getting
Hand
robbery,
fraud.
yeah, hand fraud. So because you committed a crime using your hands. Back to Eric's education, talking about human rights. And just, you know, basic human rights. And it got me thinking like the very Christian foundation of most all of the human rights that we
Yeah.
enjoy and all first world nations enjoy.
That's right.
You know, everything from, you know, the right to life, liberty, land, the right to not have your house or possessions illegally repossessed. Like all of these things sort of had semi-Christian roots.
Yeah.
The right to, fair jury, the right to healthcare access, like all of the things that we celebrate. And as I was researching for a little assignment I had to do, I ran across a Reddit page. Of course, all the treachery starts with Reddit. Anyways, I'm reading about like human rights, and then I found this whole forum that was basically people asking for the defunding of Christian hospitals.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. They were talking about it started off with this guy talking about how, I'm an atheist and I work at this stupid Catholic hospital.
Sounds like Reddit to me.
And they have this stupid priest that comes around and prays stupid prayers for everyone. And I didn't want to be prayed for. So I went to the break room, and then he found me in the break room and like sprinkled holy water towards me. And I felt assaulted.
Against my will.
I was assaulted.
Wow.
Yeah. And it goes on. And all these people, that's why we don't need Christian hospitals. And I'm like, do you not understand?
Right. Where do you think hospitals came from?
Where do you think any hospital
Right.
came from? They
Right.
used to if you were weak or sick, they threw you out on the side of a cliff to die.
Yes.
Until you had Christians, these followers of the way, who would come and collect your broken, sick bodies and take you back to a place with beds and feed you soup and water. I mean, and do the best they could for their medical ability at the time.
Right.
Don't appropriate our hospitals, atheists.
Yeah, seriously. So, I mean, just like this idea that, secularization, even in the healthcare
Right.
industry, and you have some of these huge, Jacksonville has, the Baptist hospital and, all of, I can't name all the saint hospitals,
St. Jude.
St. Jude, they're all funded through, they're nonprofit
Right.
hospitals.
Right.
They're funded through God forbid your child get cancer. You want them to go to St. Jude.
Right.
Because you won't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
Because Christians donate their money there.
And they're good.
Because we believe in basic human rights
Right.
and we fund research.
Yeah, isn't it interesting that the atheist, the non-believer, actually uses Christian principles of human rights to then leverage, angry opinions against the church,
Against a religion.
Like when they say that the church isn't doing enough, they are using Christian values to assault the church with.
Yeah.
like
They're
it
not doing
came
enough
from the
based on
church.
Christian values. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And this has been shown throughout history that the history of mankind, people have been brutal to one another. Owning other people was very normal.
Yeah.
The idea that I read I heard in a podcast recently, they found a letter from an ancient military person who was writing his wife and said, "Hey, you're pregnant. If it's a girl, just throw it away."
Yeah.
And they didn't think anything of it. Like the value of human life was worth nothing.
Yeah.
Until Christianity came around. Now you do see it in its Judeo-Christian ethics. You do see in the Old Testament, for the first time, the human is valued. The human being is valued just by being made in God's image. But it's really followers of the way, first century Jesus followers, that completely, like Christians, ended the gladiators and the in the Colosseum.
They
ended that kind
slavery.
of stuff. Ended slavery. They ended what do they call it when you leave a baby out by the edge of the woods?
Not attrition. Yeah, but I know you're talking about.
But exposure. And it's awful and it's hard to talk about, but that was normal.
Yeah.
They didn't think anything of that back then until the Christians would go collect those babies left to exposure and would raise them.
Yeah.
And so the all of the human rights that we think should be given to people, you can trace it back to Christianity. And this is a known thing, even among atheists.
Yeah.
There are atheists who have said things like, look, it's Christianity that has changed the perception, the concept that all people are created equal. That was not, throughout most of human history, that wasn't the case.
Slavery, I mean, the caste systems.
Right.
I mean, these are all things, and some of them still taking place. But
very much
like
so.
Wilberforce. I mean, there were so many people that because of, Abraham Lincoln, because of their Christian convictions, they fought for basic human rights. I mean, Martin Luther King, leader of the civil rights movement, gave his life for the cause. This guy was a Christian pastor.
Right.
And it was from and for this assignment, I had to read some of the writings of Martin Luther. And Martin Luther is going back all the way to like Thomas Aquinas and natural law and all these different, ethical systems that shaped the way that Martin Luther King thought. These were Christian systems. Right. Even the idea of, what's it called when you don't do what you're supposed to do? The law.
Like cowardice? Oh.
No. What they practice. Not disobedience.
Civil disobedience?
Civil disobedience. That's not the term. But basically,
I don't know what's in your head, Eric.
You don't. But basically,
I don't want
where
to.
he would encourage people to protest unjust laws.
Right.
That's a Christian idea.
Yeah.
Like
that's civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience. Yeah. Civil disobedience. So that comes from Thomas Aquinas, Christian philosopher and theologian.
Yeah.
Who said if a law, we should do our best to uphold just laws. If a law is unjust, it is unjust for us to follow it.
Right.
Right. And so that is what Martin Luther King gleaned insight from theologically, so that he felt ethically okay with telling people to disobey laws. He struggled with that.
Right.
He struggled. Do I tell people to disobey laws? And then he goes back and reads these theologians.
Right.
And then he's like, well, yes, these are unjust laws.
Yep.
And so it is unjust for us to follow them.
Yeah, I love that. Reminds me of the passage in Acts chapter 4 when Peter and John are thrown in jail and they have to appear before the Sanhedrin.
Yeah.
And the Sanhedrin is like, hey, stop preaching in the name of Jesus.
Stop it. Just stop. I just imagine these Greek guys and there's someone feeding them grapes as they're laying there, stop preaching the gospel. It is very annoying. My servants, all they do is chatter about this man Christ, and I can't even enjoy my olive oil. Stop it, Paul.
And their response is like the ultimate mic drop. Yeah. He goes, whether or not we should listen to you instead of God, we'll let you figure that one out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, but as for us, we will not stop talking about Jesus. Yeah. And he goes, we're not going to.
Me and my house, Jamie, we will serve the Lord and pumpkin spice lattes.
But you do see in Scripture in that moment a case for civil disobedience, where they are being told by the law of the land, hey, stop doing this. And Peter's like, nah.
No, we're not going to do it.
That would be immoral. We're not going to. Do we obey the laws of the land? Absolutely. But only when they're just.
Well, we obey morality. We obey God.
That's right.
So
there's a higher morality than legal code.
So the legal code, that's people would assume that the legal code is the highest morality, but the legal code is based on something, and we obey. And as Christians, we obey that something, right? So there is a time and a place for civil disobedience. We saw it through the civil rights movement.
Well, I think the key word is civil, right?
Right.
I mean, it's not just disobedience; it's civil disobedience.
Why are they doing it?
Right. Yeah. Right. So there's this passage in Romans that a lot of people are familiar with. That's just like, hey, obey the law of the land. And it's true. He does say that, but he describes the type of government you obey. And it's one that's punishing bad people and rewarding good people.
Yeah.
So when the government ceases to punish bad people and reward good people, you're not being told to follow that government.
Yeah.
Right. You don't turn the cheek to, dictators that are killing people for no reason. Yeah. It's time to stand up and enact civil disobedience or some sort of, justice that can happen.
Yeah. I think, obviously populism and nationalism has been hijacked by very specific political movements right now.
Yeah.
But there was a time, there were people like, G.K. Chesterton, Tolkien, C.S. Lewis that advocated for a sort of I don't even want to call it Christian nationalism because that even has a terrible word, but a certain honoring of the nation that you live in as an instrument of the Lord when it does the right thing, right? And it's the kind of respect for your country that makes you proud to, because I'm honestly like, it stinks to like live in a country where people are either saying this country is awful, it's hateful, the Christians have taken over, blah, blah, blah. It also stinks to live in a country where like the liberal lizard people are running the country.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't believe either of those.
Right.
I believe that I live in one of God's blessed countries, not the only one.
Right.
I think I can be proud to live in this country. I think I've been given enough reason to be, in a healthy way.
Yeah.
And I'm going to work, towards, shaping this nation around my values, but not at the expense of others.
Right.
And I'm going to be happy to wake up in this land.
Man, people who live in the United States who aren't thankful for the United States have never left the United States.
Seriously.
I mean, seriously, I've been on 5 continents, and every time I come back to the U.S., I'm like, man, I love this place.
Yeah.
Like, does it have problems? Of course it has problems. It's made up of people, and people are problematic.
Yeah.
But this country is as messed up as it can be, is beautiful. It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. The values that we share, the things that we do.
Dude, you want to talk to someone who loves America? Talk to someone who's immigrated here.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is the best place ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They love it because they come from a place where there was no upward mobility. There was no way to make a living for yourself. There was no freedom to work whatever job, to get an education. And they love this place, man.
I have a friend that went to medical school in Cuba, which it's paid for. And that's like, oh, you can get free med school in Cuba. Yeah, well, you get free med school in Cuba, and then you get paid $18,000 a year to work in a clinic. And so obviously him and his family immigrated to the United States. He had to retake a lot of stuff, because it's the credit transfer from, Cuba to the United States is a little different. But now he's like a practitioner making like $100,000 a year versus in Cuba where free med school is like 18 grand.
It comes at a cost.
Which 18 grand was great for Cuba,
Yeah. So. Interesting. Well, that's cool. You're learning about human rights, and it's kind of sad you had to take a class to learn about human rights, Eric.
Yeah, I didn't really have a respect for humans until I.
Yeah, you just kind of hated people.
I hated people. At every
you wanted to take their rights.
I wanted to take their rights.
Yeah. Enslave them.
I
would
and
everything.
Oftentimes take people's possessions and hold it hostage illegally
with no warning.
No warning. I would be my own unfair jury towards people.
Mm-hmm.
I would do this thing called Thunderdome with the youth when I felt as though they had crossed me or disrespected me in a certain way. I would get all the kids together and we would pick up sticks and they'd have to prove their case. And if I didn't like it, we'd just throw stuff at them.
Wow.
Segue into our next segment. Weird worship.
Weird worship.
We're going to be talking about daddy gods and Jesus boyfriends and
whoa.
Lord drizzle honey on my forehead.
I receive your honey, Lord.
That's like that.
Lord, drizzle the honey on my eyeball so I can see again.
Oh, that's funny. So I do have...
Lord, you're a bunion on my toe, protecting me from gravel on the road.
So anyway...
Jamie, tell our listeners what Weird Worship segment is about.
I'm trying to, and you won't stop singing weird stuff.
Yeah.
No, Weird Worship
Lord,
is...
you're a unicorn on a leash. Who put you on a leash?
Oh, that's funny. So Weird Worship is when we look at lyrics of worship songs or worship practices that are just a little odd. They become maybe commonplace or acceptable, but we're just going to kind of look at it from a fresh perspective here. And so I got lyrics again. We did lyrics last time.
Yep.
This is by a very well-known worship outfit, Hillsong United.
Share.
And several years ago, they released a worship song on a worship album, and it had a little bit of salty language. And listener, if you have a young listener with you, I'm going to use some very
teach you a new word.
Very minor, very minor wordy dirty here. And it's in a worship song called "Even When It Hurts." Have you heard this before, Eric?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yeah, "Even When It Hurts," and it says, "Even when it hurts like hell, I'll praise you." So my question to you is that refreshingly honest or unnecessarily crude to include a word that it's, although minor, is considered by, I would think, most Christians to be a bad word?
You know, I think context is always important. Because
Sure.
you have "great I am." There is no power in hell.
Well, that's referring to the place of hell, right?
This is saying "hurts like hell," which I think
Which is very vernacular.
it's very vernacular and contextually means like it's somewhat derogatory.
Right. And well, it's not talking about the place hell.
Yeah.
Right. It's
like hurts like the Dickens. or
right.
something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's not a proper noun. It's not a place.
Yeah. Would you have considered the rest of the song congregational?
I mean, yeah. I mean, so
Aside from that, would that be something that we sung in a Sunday set?
let me just read you some of the lyrics. Take this fainted heart, take these tainted hands, wash me in your love, come like grace again. Even when my strength is lost, I'll praise you. Even when I have no song, I'll praise you. Even when it's hard to find the words, louder then I'll sing your praise. I'll only sing your praise. So it's not individual, but it could be corporate. It could be individual, it could be corporate. I've never heard of anyone singing the song corporately,
probably
for this reason. But it's interesting. The word doesn't necessarily offend me.
Yeah.
But it's just like it kills, I feel, any utility
Yeah.
for corporate worship.
I'll have to agree with you on this. Because, what is the purpose of worship? To elevate the name of the Lord. How do we worship? We worship corporately. I mean, we can worship individually. It's not, you can still do that, but a lot of it's done corporately. And this isn't really a corporate friendly song because people are going to be offended by it, right? It's an issue of conscience.
Sure.
Is the word hell necessarily bad? Well, no word is necessarily bad. But in certain contexts, culturally speaking, they can be. And
Sure.
I think that one really kind of crosses the line with that. I'm not going to be, saying, well, Lord, this life you gave me hurts like hell. I'm not going to say that from the pulpit.
Right.
Like, why would I sing that corporately?
Right.
So and Hillsong has kind of been known to kind of push especially like their Young and Free brand. They kind of,
well, and this is United. So this was their kind of young adult group.
Yeah.
That, they're now not young adults anymore.
no, they're not. They're old adults.
Old and free.
But it's not the original Hillsong church alone. But yeah, I just found it really interesting. Now, I also know from having friends in Australia that their convictions regarding language, what we would consider to be bad words, aren't considered bad words over there.
Can I say them with an Australian accent?
No. We're going to keep this rated PG for sure. But I mean, but at the same time, so I've heard people say, well, that's not really considered coarse or vulgar over there. It is, but they know this is going all over the world.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing. Like I said, I think they're trying to be edgy. I think they were trying to be visceral too, because it's a visceral word, especially for a Christian to sing. So there's some emotion. I'm not going to fault them on the whole thing.
No.
But I think they could have used a better choice of words. Just because, like I said, I mean, there's curse words are cultural, like stuff that people even say in like the Pacific Northwest. It's not a curse word, but down here it would be.
Well, I remember as a kid, like I wasn't allowed to say "but," like "butt." It was considered.
Oh yeah.
Whoa,
I know,
Jamie, I'm gonna have to edit that out later.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry,
man.
I apologize, listener, for saying that.
Jamie.
But really,
usually it's me.
I wasn't allowed to say that, and now like that's nothing, no big deal, right?
And so, to what you say when the mics are off.
So language does change over time, and things are getting more coarse. At least in American culture. And so, I mean, scriptures, and I did a Elephant in the Room series on a sermon on this about bad language. Can Christians use bad language? And the Bible is really clear. Like it says, let no unwholesome talk.
Yeah.
Let no
coarse jesting.
No coarse jesting. I mean, it does, yet at the same time, Paul does use the word Skybalon, right? So it's kind of like this weird, and then at the same time, it's like back to the worship song. Like Jesus says, true worshipers will worship in spirit and in truth. That word truth is authenticity.
Yeah.
And so being real and saying, Lord, this really hurts like hell. I mean, that's authentic. I mean, if you thought it and you then, and then you censored it.
Yeah.
Like you thought at first he heard your thoughts anyway.
Well, what's right for one person is not right for me. I mean, it's again the issue of conscience.
And not right for like a corporate worship setting.
Sure. Like if someone comes in, I've had kids, that are not church come in and they'll cuss in a conversation with me in sort of a positive sense. I don't strike them down and say, how dare you? But if one of my regular kids comes up and I hear a curse word, they're getting smacked. Smack them.
Do people apologize for cursing around you?
Yes.
Now that you're a pastor?
I didn't know you were a pastor, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get it all the time. Oh, I'm sorry, Jamie. And I'm like, I have heard all the words.
Well,
You've got this I've got freedom in Christ, man. I can say whatever I want to. Well, it's not going to send you to hell, sure. But what about people? Like this is the whole thing that Paul talks about love and preferring others over yourself and not eating meat sacrificed to idols. It's like what does that eating meat sacrificed to idols, does it make you an idolater? No, right? Yeah. No, it doesn't. But if someone struggles with it, why would you do that around them?
Yeah.
Right. And it's obvious in Christian culture that Christians are known to use different language.
I mean, everybody eats at McDonald's. All that meat's been sacrificed to idols.
Been sacrificed to Ronald, the idol of Ronald McDonald.
Rick McDonald.
Bowing down before the clown prince of fast food.
My gosh.
Man.
Well, listener, thank you for tuning in for this episode. We pray it quieted your soul. We pray that it brought you joy.
We just wanted you to live, laugh,
love.
That's a good word, brother.
Together
good word.
with us as we drink our PSLs, wear our hipster girl hats, and talk about the Lord.
PSLs?
Pumpkin spice latte.
I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, the PSL.
The PSL. You don't know the
PSL? This guy doesn't know what the
doctor says my PSL number is a little high.
I thought he said PS ale.
Ale.
Look,
my favorite.
It's a pale ale.
I like to get a PSL and a pup cup for my baby.
Oh, wow.
Put them out of their misery, Phoenix.
If you're still listening, we love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. This podcast is a production of Victory Fellowship Church in Thomasville, Georgia. Eric and Jamie can be reached at emailing notthesermon@gmail.com.
Father to the fatherless, defender of the little kids, gracious and compassionate, wasn't